Imagine waking up one day and realizing that everything around you, from your experiences, your memories, even your physical universe, might be a part of an elaborate simulation. Sound far-fetched? Well, it may not be as sci-fi as it sounds. I mean, respected physicians, philosophers are even beginning to explore the idea that we might be living in a simulated world. Now, for the longest time, people thought this was a joke. I mean, the idea of living in a simulation. But prominent people are now taking this seriously. I mean, Elon Musk even claims that there might be a strong possibility that we live in a simulation. Neil deGrasse Tyson, he considers that there's a viable hypothesis that we can be living in a simulation. Even scientists like Melvin Vopson has uncovered physical evidence that hints that the universe is coded with informational laws rather than purely material ones. So what does that mean for us? Can we hack the system? Can we escape the matrix? Is there cheat codes? I don't know about you, but love playing video games and love a good cheat code. I mean, the infinite money glitch. We have the infinite ammo, the cool sword, the cool skin. Why would you want to do something like that? Well, I mean, if it's a simulation, that means it's a game. So why not have some fun with it, right? So today we're going to explore the law of assumption, Neville Goddard's teachings, and the concept of escaping the traps of the matrix so that you can live your ideal life. Now, the matrix is all around us. Even written in the Bible, for example, Exodus 34:19, it says, "All that openeth the matrix is mine." Exodus 13:12, it says that thou shalt set apart unto the Lord that openeth the matrix. Now, some of the biggest cheat codes in the matrix are emotional and mental constraints with which we experience societal expectations, fear, doubt, and they're all part of the codes that keep us stuck. So when you begin to understand who you are as an infinite being and begin to understand that you are limitless, nothing outside of you can affect you. So at this point, we forgot who we are, where we came from, and we gave into the traps of the matrix, fell into the lies of the fear of the thing that we want instead of living the love of that thing. Now, I don't think we live in a physical simulation where our bodies are off somewhere like the Matrix, like the movie, and machines are siphoning off our energy. I believe it's more of a spiritual matrix. We're souls, infinite souls, living and having a human experience. Our thoughts and our beliefs do shape our perception of ourselves. And the love or the hate of that thing reflects back to us. And it's like a mirror. For example, if you say, hey, well, I'm not good enough, then that's going to create a vibration of feeling within you. And then you're going to be compelled to take certain actions, and that action creates a certain result. So by aligning your focus and your thoughts and your emotions, that's going to create energy. And what you're going to do with that energy is going to compel you to take actions, and then that's going to essentially reprogram your subconscious mind, reprogramming the simulation, and that's going to reflect back what you're projecting out, and then that's going to either give you the love or the hate of that thing. So you can't get mad if something's happening wrong in your life. Just go back, go within, and figure out, okay, am I projecting the love or the hate of that thing? And then that's going to reflect back in your life. So my interpretation of the Bible, for example, in this is perfect representation of how to escape the matrix. And I talk about this in my book, shameless plug here, How to Visualize Like a World Champion. I talk about this tons of different esoteric interpretations. You might have heard about the story, how they had this party, this nice wedding, and then they ran out of wine. Then they begged Jesus, hey, can you create more wine? Because, they're getting empty. So he instructs his disciples to bring over the barrels, and he says, hey, fill them with water to the top. And then he goes and he does his thing, and then he transforms the water into wine. And everybody's like amazed, and then the party keeps going. Is that really, what they're talking about? Are they talking about something else? So this is how I interpret that. Whenever you have something that you desire, doubt is going to creep in. That doubt in that story, for example, came in the form of Mary. Now that doubt, like let's say you have something that you like to accomplish or change or achieve. Either something inside of you is going to say, well, I don't know if I'm good enough. Like I've never done this before. That's doubt. That's the form of Mary. It's going to come either in you or it's going to come in someone else, a friend or a family member. Somebody else is going to come in and create that doubt so that you can't achieve what you've set out to achieve. But your job is to have faith and to reflect the love of what you desire. And so Jesus, even though Mary did say, hey, we have no wine, what are we going to do about this? Jesus says, never mind that, disciples, bring the barrels of water over here, fill them up to the brim, and let's make this happen. So what does water do? Water takes the form of its vessel. So if you fill it with, water to, for like a cup, it becomes the cup. If you fill a barrel, it becomes the barrel. So fill your mind with your desires, and eventually it's going to crystallize. And as long as your thoughts and emotions are aligned, you can move mountains. That's the secret to that passage. That's my interpretation of that. Now, another example is where Paul says, "Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." Also in Mark 11:24, it says that, "Therefore I say unto you, whatever things you desire, when ye pray, believe that ye have received them, and ye shall have them." In other words, live in the end. See yourself as you wish. Visualize your success as if it's already happening, and feel the feelings. What it's going to be like in that scene, and what's it going to feel like achieving your goal, and experience the end with all five senses. How does it smell, how does it sound, and really get your emotions involved. And the best time to do this is before sleep, but you can do it throughout the day as well, because when you sleep, your subconscious mind never rests. It's going out, it's figuring out how to solve problems, and then you'll wake up. A lot of the times, if you go to sleep with a question, you'll wake up with the answer. Now, the Matrix is designed to throw you off course. However, it's also here to teach you something as well, to build resilience, on your path to becoming your greatest version. So, it's going to reward you from, with your desires by having the faith and showing the love of the thing that you like to visualize. So just keep believing in yourself, even if problems do come up, even if there is something that seems to throw you off course, it's all part of the journey to build that resilience, to shape you into the person who's capable of achieving the thing that you wish to be. You want to be a, CEO of a company. I mean, it's going to put you through the test, and it's going to shape you into that person, but it might seem like there's adversity, but that's what it takes to be that kind of a person. It's just like, diamonds aren't formed out of nowhere. I mean, there's pressure that creates those diamonds, and it ends up being something beautiful in the end. So if you don't see your desires happening right away, then just what are you doing not believing that it's true? Just keep visualizing, keep believing in yourself. One of the biggest problems that we face right now, I talk to a lot of people about this, is that, we're taught to believe in, a God in the sky to come down and do everything for us, when we don't even believe in ourselves. We don't even believe that God is within us. So, if you've accepted God in your heart, why are you separating yourself from God? So if you can see yourself, see God in you, and know that the kingdom is within you, then that closes the gap between you and God. And it also closes the gap between you and the things that you desire. So to sum it all up, because, people like to complicate this, it's really very simple. Have faith in what you visualize to show the love of that thing that you desire, not the fear of it. And realize that the kingdom is within you, that God is within you. And if you immerse yourself in the scene, eventually you're going to get to your desires. It's going to lead you across a bridge of incident that's going to ultimately lead you to the thing that you visualize. So I hope this helps. Go ahead and like this video, share this video with all your friends and family. And, if you want to learn more about how to reprogram your subconscious mind, I created a video right over here, and also wrote a best-selling book, How to Visualize Like a World Champion. You can buy it on my website right now. It sells on Amazon for $80, but I'm going to give it to you for $44 on my website. And link is in the description, and I'll talk to you in the next video.